feels so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show on a Wednesday evening.
That's different.
The apocalypse is looming.
Because of the Wednesday?
No, because, man, Thomas, you really need to start watching the news. I mean...
No, we all know why the apocalypse is coming.
Well, now let's do a test. Does Thomas know what's happening?
Current events.
Does Thomas know current events? Hold on. Tony, come on.
Right?
Tony still doesn't know the new rule. Tony needs to get like a shock chain. You know?
I know. Every time he talks with the mic off, it just
it buzzes up. Does he not hear it?
I don't think he does.
I don't want to turn it on yet.
he just said no. Tony, nobody can hear you.
Tony doesn't even know that he's not on.
Oh my God.
I wonder if Tony's deaf this whole time and we never knew it. He participates through vibration.
Yeah, that's why he gets off tangent from you, because he can't see your face, so he doesn't read lips anymore.
All right, so does Thomas know current events? What happened last week in world affairs?
Hurricane Harvey destroyed Houston.
Okay, very good, Thomas. Now, what about this week? What's looming just around the corner this week?
Hurricane Irma.
Okay.
As big as Florida, apparently.
All right, so you do know.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it a little bit. It's not your first thought, is it?
No, I don't care that much.
He doesn't care thousands of people may die. You are one emotionally detached son of a bitch, aren't you?
I got issues, yeah. But I think that's been well established on this show.
You know, sometimes people look at me because I'm the host of this debauched show, and they like, well, Michael's a piece of shit. But I think if people really listen to the show, I think it's Thomas. Thomas,
I don't know. Me or Tony, right?
No, Tony is a joke. I feel that he's
the
kind
actual
of
piece of shit's me.
I think the actual piece of shit might be you.
Now we're gonna have Dustin Lucas go through and just rip all the worst things I've ever said and like put it together. No, it's like 400 miles wide, correct? The whole state of Florida.
Now you're asking questions that I don't even know. I just know it's Florida.
I heard like the entire state is going to be covered.
Oh, really?
That's insane.
Well, isn't it pretty much water anyways? I mean, Florida. So
it's not water world yet. It's getting there.
Nature's just reclaiming what rightfully belongs to it. Much like my yard, Thomas.
I know. You wouldn't even think a Mexican lives here.
See? Exhibit V. Thomas is the real piece of shit. Well,
you do got some weeds, though.
No, it's more than weeds, man. It's a fucking forest. And I'm a little embarrassed because we have a potential sponsor coming to the studio. And those of you that may not know, there may be people that don't know, Thomas, that the studio's in the back of the house. That there's an extension that was built on, and the entire thing has been transformed into a studio that's separate from the home. However, you do have to walk through the front and then go all the way to the side, and then there's the studio door in the far back portion of the home. Yeah, through the forest.
Clear that forest.
Through
Watch
the hay.
out for the forest porn.
Through the hay, through the mud. Look out for the trolls under the bridge.
That's where Ryan lives.
Oh. That is true. So I'm a little embarrassed because we have a potential sponsor coming into the show in the next couple of weeks. They're going to come in. We're going to do a live stream and kind of showcase their product. I'm not going to talk about it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But let's put a pin in exactly what it is. Because, of course, we don't. If you're going to buy sponsorship on the Rain Man Show, you're going to get the whole entire, like, bells and whistle. We're going to create an entire event and comedy routine surrounding your product, right?
Right. We don't just, do normal salesmanship.
Yeah.
It's a whole fucking
all right,
extravaganza.
It's a condom company. We're going to have Thomas actually try on condoms live.
We're going to see if they're actually different sizes.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Different flavors.
And see if they make them for piercings. Like, the piercing. Hey, do piercings cut through condoms?
No, they do not.
A rounded ball.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you put the ball in it? Because do you have to put the ball in it?
Yes.
You put the condom on the normal way.
No, Thomas.
Put the condom on the balls.
No, the ball that's on the edge of the of your piercing. You have to put something in there, right? Like a ball on the top and the two tips, right?
It already has that on it.
Oh, so you could never take it out yourself?
I could at some point, but it's not at that point yet.
Okay. See, because when I had my tongue pierced years back, we had the ball on the top and the bottom, and you can unscrew them.
That's what he has.
It's the exact same thing.
Oh,
however, I can't take it out at
really?
this time because it's not fully healed yet.
So what you have on your dick, I had in my mouth. Essentially.
Yes, essentially.
Wow, that's
I'll send you some pictures, right?
well. We know the real gay person in the group.
Yeah, I think we just found out. I think Andrew's had a conniption fit.
Yeah, Thomas is the real piece of shit, and I'm the real gay man. A lot coming out, and this is not even a staff secret show.
I know. Jesus Christ, think about that.
Yeah. So the storm that we had here, Thomas, a few weeks back, leading into monsoon, created massive amounts of growth. Bunch of children on this show.
Yeah. No, we did get a lot of rain.
A lot of growth outside. There's weeds everywhere.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is about where I live. It rains. If it rains more than 15, 20 minutes, you will have...
You live in the Everglades?
Yeah. There'll be just foliage everywhere within a week. And we had 3 really big storms, and I have not had a chance to go out to the front and actually work the yard yet. So, and you know, Thomas, when you come home every day, you see the same thing every day. You become kind of callous or numb to it. You don't notice it.
Yeah, you're just like, whatever. It hasn't changed.
Right. And you guys, Tony, and David, and Andrew, I'm accustomed to you guys coming over and doing Star Wars and Rain Man, so I don't really think about it. I'm not embarrassed as much.
Right.
And then I suddenly realized how bad the yard was when I was trying to get ready for the DC on CW show they put out last week for Patreon, because Bobby hasn't been in the studio for at least 2 or 3 weeks before that time. And also, not only that, of course, with this potential sponsor coming in, I started looking around, making sure everything looks good. And I mean, it goes up to your knees, the grass, as you're walking into the studio. It's really embarrassing.
The first thing I said to him wasn't hi. I'm like, what the fuck happened to your yard?
Yeah. It's bad.
That kind of shows like the level of white trash poverty I was in, because I was like, they're not that bad. We had weeds, dude, so like up to my chest in the backyard. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
This same rain stuff earlier this year.
Jesus. Do you not do any work at all?
Couldn't afford it.
Wow.
Couldn't afford to pay a Mexican.
And I'm too white.
Well, that's what's kind of embarrassing for me as well, because it's so bad that Mexicans troll my front door. Mexicans troll my neighborhood, apparently. And then I'm the target. Because
you're shaming them?
No. At least twice a week, Mexicans come to my door to try to solicit their services. No joke. Wow. I mean, if you look at my front door right now, it's still there. There's 2 brochures.
There is a card.
There's 2 cards and a flyer. And one's for plumbing, and the 2 others are for Mexican landscaping companies.
Have you made a decision as to which one you're going to use?
When they come, obviously I work from home all the time and working in the back in the studio, and I hear them knocking because my stupid dog barks and lets them know that there's people here. And I just ignore them like they were Jehovah's Witnesses. I look out the little peephole and I can see Juan trying to peek in. I'm like, nope.
Staring at him.
Well, I'm a hard sell, because the part of me wants to hire some Mexicans or even let's not be racist here, just landscapers.
Okay.
But I feel like it's wrong for me to hire Mexicans to do a job that I'm capable of doing.
Why?
I don't know. I also feel like it's just weird. Like I might be taking advantage of my own people. Like, here, Chuki, I'm a better version of you. Like,
that's not trying to not be racist.
That's not right. I'm not trying to be racist, so by not trying to be racist.
If you're not better than them, then you should hire them for their services.
I just feel weird giving them like $50, $100 when I can hire my cousin, next month when he comes to visit. He'll do it.
This isn't better. This is not less racist.
My cousin is the type of Mexican that will work for anything. He's hey, do you need any work done? Like, what do you mean? Like, your computers, they need to be fixed? I'm like, I bet you some can be cleaned out and the systems reworked and reinstalled programs. You're like, hey, give me $20 and I'll do that for you when I come by. I'm like, all right. He's a real Mexican. That guy will do anything for work. He is that Mexican. You know the cliche?
Yeah.
Like, they'll do anything. They'll throw water on your car when you're not asking for them to wash your car, but they will insist. Yeah, he's that guy. But he does that with everything because he's Americanized. So he still has the ethics, the work ethic of the Mexican, but he's American.
But he's an entrepreneur at it now.
Right, he does it with computers. I fix your computer. I'm like, I don't need my computer fixed. Dude,
I was using that.
I'm okay. Believe me. No, I can fix. I need that porn. I can help. I can increase your speed by 20%. Just let me do it. You got $20?
Pours water on it, has a newspaper, just starts cleaning it. The screen.
Gives me a free drunk duck toy that I don't need. Those Mexican toys are so stupid. Like, when is the economic growth of Mexico going to finally set in? I mean, with all the tourists that go to Mexico and dump hundreds of thousands of dollars into the border states.
Yeah.
How has it not been turned back into something great to where they can start creating better things to sell us?
Corruption. And those ducks really do well.
No.
And Chicle.
But it's the same duck model from 20 years ago.
Can you improve?
It keeps costs down, man.
Who sells G.I. Joe toys?
Hasbro.
It's imagine Hasbro, right?
Yeah.
Hasbro. Imagine Hasbro, okay, Thomas? Trying to sell us the exact same model from 1985 of the G.I. Joe toy.
Unfortunately, they do.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
they have. It still has the plastic rubber, the rubber band that holds the body together.
But they're a little different.
And 2 eye hooks.
It's totally different setup. It's totally different setup.
Exactly the same.
Anyways,
I mean, you can't improve on a dildo.
Jesus.
I think we switched toys at some point there.
I'm just saying, I'm giving you examples of things that can't be improved on.
All right, so we are working on a few events before our winter break. We have 3, I would say, maybe potentially 4 events that we're going to be doing. And when I mean events, I mean like the whole entire...
Like an extravaganza, a Rain Man show.
The extra fun show. The extra fun show. We have 2. I'm sorry, 4. Suddenly I lost 2.
7.
I'm Mexican. I don't know how to count. The Wax Challenge. I've been meaning to get to this for quite some time. And now this kind of curtails back to our sponsor.
Right.
Now, I'm not going to say the name of the company yet because they haven't signed that check yet. But we're going to have a company come in that does body waxing. And in order to put their product on display to our audiences, we're going to kick things off with a live waxing event, live on the air, live streaming. And also, we'll do a complete video cast, which will be free. It won't be just for Patreon. It'll be brought to you by so-and-so waxing company.
It'll be glorious.
And the whole thing will be available live streaming and then also on-demand video cast. And we're going to do waxing. That's the first thing I said. When she approached me, this would-be sponsor, first thing I said is, we got to put this on the air. I mean, that's what you're looking for, right? She'll, yeah, it was. I was trying to think of something like that. I'm like, yeah, don't worry. Leave it all to me. This is where the Mexican me kicks in. Start giving her things that she doesn't even want.
Oh.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a live waxing on the air. And I called my I guess, what are you, Bobby? On this network, really? Are you kind of officially the RMD, producer / partner? I mean, I don't know. Bobby's kind of wiggled his way in.
I've turned
to everything.
I have my own empire.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Bobby's just willing to do pretty much anything.
Yeah, somehow I became the stunt guy, the bit guy,
He really is the stunt bit guy.
Yeah.
Sometimes producer,
writer,
whatever we need.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades.
I called Bob and I said, hey, I have an idea. We have a would-be sponsor. And I said what it was, it's a wax company, and I didn't even finish. Oh, yes, you can wax me live on the air.
No. Yeah, it finished like that. But what it really was, so who's the hairiest guy on the network? I go, dude, if you're just asking if you can wax me, it's fine.
It's like a roundabout non-insult.
Yeah, he's like, who do you think's the hairiest guy?
I figured I'd ask you with your beard and all.
Yeah,
would you know who the hairiest guy? Not saying you.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't sure because Bobby doesn't wear short sleeve shirts and he doesn't show any skin. So I wasn't sure if Bobby even was necessarily hairy, judging by the beard alone. Right. My mind was actually going to Ryan first because I know his shoulders used to be really, really hairy.
I can almost guarantee the hairiest guy's Brian.
Oh, really?
Dude, just look at Brian. No, he's got you beat, dude. It's scary.
Wait, Brian Smith, really?
Brian Smith.
Wow. Speaking of Brian, have you noticed that he's gotten way better looking since he's been with his girlfriend? No, I'm serious. Have you noticed?
Yeah, you know why?
Why?
She's making him eat right.
Oh, okay. Because
he doesn't drink just 8 energy drinks and 4 slices of pizza a day.
See how Tony says, oh, yeah, as well? Because we were here doing Comic Book Chaos, and we're in the middle of talking, and I just look over at Brian, because usually I don't make eye contact with you guys, and I made eye contact with Brian. I'm like, Brian actually looks like a good-looking dude. I was going to say attractive. That was a little homo here.
Hey, we already know who the real gay is on the show,
true.
so just let it all out.
I should just go with it. And I looked over at Brian, I said, Look at you looking like the Stark guy from Game of Thrones. What's the one who died? Not Bran Stark.
Most.
The Stark dude. The
most of them.
The king. The one that was the first king.
Ned?
Rob.
Ned?
Or Rob?
No,
Rob
the
Stark.
King of the North. Come on, guys.
Robb
Know your Game of
Stark.
Thrones. Robb Stark, yes. I knew Thomas would know.
Yeah.
Does Thomas know? He looked like Robb Stark. And I said, dude, you look like Robb Stark. And he thought I was making fun. I'm like, no, you look all cleaned up. Your hair's all like well done. He's all clean shaven. He got rid of the glasses now. So I'm like, all right, good job, Brian. So, okay, getting back on track here. You know what, though, Brian, Thomas, getting back off track. What is up with all these women on on the network helping their men get better?
I think that's just how it is. You don't notice it, but that's just what a lot of women do is make their partners look better.
How come I don't? How come I don't experience that? I mean, Maggie's a good
She's
partner,
done what she
but
can.
that's true. I mean,
You're already committed.
Maggie's a good partner, but it's like I don't. She doesn't help me look better. I look worse. I've gained like 30 pounds. Why can't she help me?
You can only do so much.
I mean, Thomas, you got cleaned up. You're getting more masculine. You're taking care of your body. Because by the way, this waxing company came from Thomas.
Yes, it did.
Okay, a man who used to make fun of me for shaving my body and my armpits and not having hair now suddenly waxes. I'm assuming you wax your entire body.
No, not entire body.
But pretty much.
That's your junk.
So do you get on your back and put all fours up in the air?
So she's seen his wiener.
Yeah, she wouldn't tell me that when I talked to her. I tried to get it out of her. I'm going to let him tell you that.
Yeah, she's seen that.
And I said, so Thomas has gotten his whole entire body waxed. And she was very careful. She said, well, I'm going to let him clue you in if that's something he wants to, disclose of. I'm like, so you're saying he did? And she starts laughing. No, you never got waxed until Randy, right?
Correct.
I'm telling you, man.
It started off as a trade.
I'm telling you. Randy is sculpting you. She's going to start selling you off.
So you guys did a couples wax?
I wanted her to do it, and she's like, it hurts. Will you do it? I was like, sure. The first people we went to was not very good.
I think Randy's manipulating you to make you think it was your idea, and it was really hers.
Oh, I don't admit it was my idea in the beginning. No, but I continued to go. And the new lady
I got a
is
punch
great.
card.
I just like it. I had this conversation with Bobby off the air. I said, is it just me or is Thomas completely changing? Is he being transformed from inside out? And I started thinking about it, and maybe it isn't necessarily, yes, I think Randy has a lot to do with it, but also I think when I met you, you were also a child. And children, it's true. I mean, you're laughing, but I'm right.
You're kind of right.
You were what, 21?
I met you when I was 22.
So you were 22. You don't really know what's up yet, for the most part.
You don't know how to use your dick yet.
Not even that. I mean, you're not really hardcore into grooming yet. You're really not on the hardcore dating scene. The high school etiquette doesn't cut it anymore. You're changing. So that also could be another thing. You're growing up before my eyes.
I like how this is a conversation that I would have with my dad. Like, your body's going through some changes. You're going to start noticing girls. Oh, thanks.
Yeah. So we're going to do a live waxing, Thomas, on the air. And it's not going to be you because you're already waxed. It won't be fun.
And nobody wants to see his penis.
Well, I doubt
the
that.
comments say otherwise.
Yeah. I would. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Bobby.
Bobby's body.
We're going to have Bobby take his shirt off. Allegedly, Bobby has tons of hair all over his chest and stomach. And I was thinking not doing an entire full body wax, but maybe doing some type of insignia. And I'm going to leave that symbol of choice or insignia up to Tony's discretion. Tony.
Dude, it can't be a swastika.
What would you like? Why did you ruin it? I want to see what he would come up with because I knew he was going to say a swastika.
Okay, so what's my second option?
I don't know.
A burning cross.
How about the purple heart? Or not the purple heart. The, what is it, triangle? Isn't that what the Jewish people, or the gays had to do, right, during World War II, the camps?
David?
No, the Star of David, that's been there, done that, Tony. Let's think outside the box. No, what was the symbol that the gay folks had to put on in the concentration camps? Wasn't it a purple triangle?
I honestly don't know.
I think it might have been.
I think it might have been like a triangle, but I think it was either purple or pink.
Okay, see, maybe we should have that. Would that be offensive? You know what?
Ooh.
Let's steer away from that. That's good.
Yeah.
Forget the last 30 seconds. But we are going to do some type of insignia. I don't know what, but it's going to be from top of the chest where his chin's at all the way down to his belly. I don't know what, but we're definitely not waxing the whole thing.
I like where this is going.
Yeah, and that will be the gimmick.
You do?
And don't try to trim or anything. Yeah, you're not going to, right, Bob?
Oh.
Okay.
No.
Can you give us a preview of what your chest and stomach looks like? Are you too shy? Okay, I want to see. Hold on. Let me look. Stand up. You're gonna have to pretend this is a catwalk here and just model yourself back and forth. Bobby doesn't give a fuck,
No,
dude.
he doesn't, dude. He's not that bad.
You're not that hairy.
He's got normal hairy chest.
Bobby's like a man. He's like a man's hair.
Yeah.
All right, that's not too bad.
It's nothing horrifying.
Who's worse then, Brian or
Brian?
Really?
Brian's worse. Yeah, I guarantee it. Just because unfortunately I've seen him assault me with his body before.
What?
It's Brian.
Wait a second. He assaulted you?
Well, when he says
Actually?
hi to people, he pretty much assaults them.
He does.
He
He
knows
does. He
that.
does grab people's dicks, doesn't he?
He grabbed buddies of mine.
Yeah, he
Yep.
does. He does that all the time when you go up to him. So yeah, Bobby's not too bad though.
No, he should be fine.
No, I don't want it to be fine. I want it to hurt a little bit.
Well, then call Brian.
Do you think that's not enough hair?
I don't know. It depends on what we do.
Well, how much hair does Ryan have? Can he send us a snapshot?
Never seen.
Send him a text message. See if he'll send us a
Dude,
snapshot.
Ryan you can tell by his douchey gym photos. He's shaving the
Oh,
thing.
is he fully shaven now?
I think he shaves it into a shape that it doesn't show.
Just a Superman ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be even better then. And we're also going to have Thomas probably give us an example, demonstrate on the air how he gets waxed. His Brazilian wax. We're going to have you demonstrate on the ground here how that happens.
The
Do the
same way
yoga
I used to
poses
change it.
necessary for that?
Yeah.
Understand.
Yeah, how do you even do that, Thomas? Like, do
Do
you
you want me to
feel...
tell you now or do you want to see it later?
No, I don't want to see it now. I want to hear from you. Like, is there any bit of shyness that you have to like do these weird motions and bending down in front of for the most part,
Not
a
when you got a
stranger?
big dick.
You just don't really care because she's a professional and
Yeah, but professionals still think. Like, they have brains. They're still, he's kind of gross. Or, he's
Yeah,
kind of
it's not
good.
like you're going in there with
I'm
stinky
very
nuts.
clean. I'm a very clean person in general in that regard.
And you're just not shy.
No,
Even with a few extra pounds that you want to shed, you're not insecure about that at all or anything?
not really. No,
Really?
not enough to give a shit. I guess.
You ever fight off like an erection? Like, don't get a boner.
I don't consciously do that. No.
You just get hard.
Have you-
Who cares?
Wait a second. Have you gotten a boner while getting waxed?
No, not fully.
Oh,
Not fully.
What?
So he chubbed up.
I'll let her discuss that because
Wow.
there's a whole thing with that. Not me
we need,
specifically, though.
we need to stop right now.
Okay.
Yeah, you want to save this for that
We need
event?
to, we need to save
Come
it for
on.
the show. Yeah.
Come on. What other challenges are we doing?
We're gonna be doing the chili pepper challenge.
Now,
I think we're gonna
we're eating these, right?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you want to do?
I
Stick
remember we were
him
going
up
to have
his
Andrew
ass?
do something, like what Tony just said.
What? You really thought we were gonna do that?
Well, it's Andrew. I thought he was going to want to
Man,
do
Randy
that.
really is changing you. You're like chili peppers up the asshole.
It's like a butt plug.
Yeah.
No, I thought Andrew's going to want to do something.
Here, honey, put this chili pepper, this jalapeno pepper, right up your asshole. I swear, when you come, you're gonna like it.
You're gonna come fire, baby.
Oh, God, that sounds horrible.
All right, we're also going to be doing DNA testing. Where are we at with that? Because I'm really looking forward to that because I want to see what my true ancestry. There we go.
Just got to order. I researched the companies. Just got to order the kits and get them here.
So do you need kits or do we have to?
Should we set a date so that
Yeah.
we can do this? Like, do we need a date to motivate you to get it
Well,
fully
no,
done?
it's one of those things. We just want to make sure we plan it. So I think it was like 3 to 4 weeks to get it back.
Okay, so we need to do it soon then,
Yeah.
before
we
the
need
end
to-
of the
yeah.
year. Because we only
We'll need
have
a month or more.
I'm going on vacation next week. We come back on the 18th. So we have 1 week left in September for a show, maybe a week and a half. Then it's October. We have roughly 8 weeks left until winter break.
Okay, so
So
I'll,
we need to do it once you get
I'll
back. then.
order when I get home and get the kits.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. I can't wait.
I really do hope part of you's Japanese.
Oh.
It'll give you a reason.
And then we'll know the real reason why I don't want to get fully nude. All right. So Brittany Drexler on Facebook posted in our invasion force. And by the way, listeners, if there are people out there that like to participate a little bit more into the show, it's kind of a VIP group. Not all of our listeners, obviously, not all our listeners are in that group. If all we had was 45 listeners, I'd probably slip my wrist and quit the show forever. But we kind of keep it small. I have turned away a few people if I don't feel like they could play ball with the network and deal with some of the rough jokes that get posted in there. But it's our VIP group. It's where the listeners can directly connect at a forum with the host of the show.
Right.
And post memes, post funny news articles, communicate. When Andrew's in the show, he'll usually post things throughout the entire show. So you can search Rain Man Invasion Force on Facebook and you can ask to join that page. She posted in there a picture of the Cards Against Humanity game.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know how that game works, it's basically words that you get and then you have to form funny phrases. I'm not going to get into it. That's the gist of it. Basically on the card said fisting. And she posted it there and she's like, I totally thought of Tony when I saw this card. But then she posted an idea that I actually liked quite a bit. She said, sorting through my deck of Cards Against Humanity and immediately thought of Tony Sabal when I saw this one. Then she says, Rain Man show should get drunk and play this on the air. And that
could be fun.
I like that idea. We have never done a drunk show. Usually I'm drunk all alone back here.
Right.
Towards the last hour of the show. You can tell by my slurring speech. In fact, I think I might be slurring.
You might be slurring a little bit just now.
I am drinking. I am drinking right now.
That explains it.
But it might be fun to invite Bobby, Lauren, maybe Ryan, and then, of course, the rest of us, and we play this game on the air, get drunk. Maybe we'll do like a 35, 40-minute regular show so we can start drinking during the show, and then we'll go to break, come back, and play that game. And I'm going to have waivers and disclaimers playing the entire time because I can't be held accountable for what's said during a drunk show while we're playing the game Cards Against Humanity.
Right.
Because that game gets intense. So what do you think? You think that might work as a good gimmick for the show?
I think that'd be fun.
Have you played the game before?
Oh, yeah. I own the game.
Yeah, it's fun.
So.
It's a fun game. I like it. Maggie bought a deck of cards and said, "Oh, this might be something we could play with your mom." And her and I started playing with a few of her friends, and then she changed her mind. She was, yeah, no, never mind. I'm like, yeah, definitely not. I don't want to talk about fisting, anal stuff at all, anything like that with my mother, please. No way.
You guys don't have a Tony Sabal relationship with your mom?
No.
Not that he knows of.
No.
Hey, don't go nowhere. The Rain Man Show will be right back.
Have you ever wanted something so bad that you do just about anything for it? Well, that's exactly how we feel about you. That's right. AdamandEve.com wants you so bad. We're giving you 10 free gifts with your first order. You heard me right. That's 10 free gifts to spice up your love life. First, you'll get a sexy surprise for her. Second, an adventurous toy for him. And third, a little something we know you'll both enjoy. Plus, you'll get 6 full-length adult movies on DVD. And number 10, free shipping on your entire order. That's 10 free gifts for you shy types who've never tried Adam and Eve before. Just go to adamandeve.com and select any one item. It could be an adventurous new toy, a sexy piece of lingerie, or anything you desire. Just enter offer code DEAL30 at checkout and you'll get all 10 free gifts, including free shipping. That's offer code DEAL30. That's DEAL 30 at adamandeve.com.
Do you want to hear more, or did you miss a show? No problem. Find us on Stitcher or iTunes. Just search Rain Man. Welcome back to the Rain Man Show with Michael Flores.
Michael sucks.
$15 pretzels, right, Thomas?
There we go.
Oh, there's your mic.
Yeah, that's the new thing, apparently.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. However, I was the sucker that purchased one.
Yep. Like a tool shed.
Well, I don't go to, what is it, AMC?
Yeah.
I don't go to AMC theaters all that much, and we went to AMC for our Terminator 3D screening. which, by the way, was actually pretty damn cool to see in the big screen, and the 3D was damn good.
Impressive, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they suckered you with a $15 pretzel.
Because I usually get pretzels because they're the least fattening thing at the concession stand. I didn't eat dinner. I came rushing from work over to the screening. I was cutting audio all day, and I was like, all right, you know what? I need to get something to eat. And I figured, all right, I'll just get a pretzel. And no, they don't sell the $3.50 pretzel, which was already overpriced to begin with. No. They do things real big at AMC.
Go big or go home.
They sell you a 1.5 pound pretzel.
Wow.
It's 1.5 pounds, right?
Yeah.
It's a pound. That's how they promote it. 1.5 pound pretzel.
A lot of yeast.
Oh, I definitely don't want that pretzel now. So I, not realizing that's all they had, I went over there, and I don't like to not order things. When
you've already made it up there?
Yeah, and I was over there and like, hey, I'll get a pretzel. Oh, we don't have pretzels anymore. I'm like, what do you have? Just the $15 1.5 pound pretzel
bites, which is like 6 pieces
you might
for
as well
$9.
not eat. You might as well not eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the gargantuan legend or whatever the hell it's called.
That's just ridiculous. I mean, it was really good because I did buy it.
And it was $15 good.
No, it wasn't $15 good, but it was really good.
And that's the company complaining about the movie pass.
Yeah. Oh, are they complaining about what's the detail?
Right.
What's the exact details on that?
They are one of the AMC is basically the going against the movie pass thing where $9.99 can get you unlimited viewings. They kind of give you a credit card and you go in and you buy the ticket with that credit card.
Oh, okay.
And then the company pays, but AMC's like, we will not.
They don't want you to.
They don't want that.
They don't want it to do it. But the fact is,
$87 for a pretzel and 2 tickets.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's insane. Well, because the tickets already, if you go to the AMC here in town, they're already about $22 a ticket.
It's about $20 to $30 for 2 people to go to the movie, depending on if it's an IMAX, if it's 3D.
Well, Thomas, they upgraded those seats that are well worth the extra $10.
Not all of them have that, and yet still cost the same amount.
Yeah, they upsold everybody. They increased the rate of their tickets to, I want to say, in order to go to see a movie now, it costs about $17 at AMC now per ticket, with no price cut for kids or seniors. At least at the one over here in Ahwatukee, okay? Then they sell you $15 1.5 pound pretzels. And can you imagine going to your favorite restaurant? This is where the old me shines. Imagine going to your favorite diner, and you get the steak and the eggs, right?
Okay.
The steak and the eggs and a cup of coffee.
Old school.
Every Saturday morning.
Is this after we solve a crime at 3 a.m.?
Yes.
Is a cigarette lit in your mouth while they come serve you?
And I go by the name Columba.
Is the newspaper just being dropped off?
Oh, yeah.
And my waitress is Flo. And Mel's working in the back. Okay, so imagine you have your habit, right?
Right.
And it's usually $3.50 for the early bird special.
Oh, wow. This is old school.
And you're having your breakfast. You've enjoyed it for 9 years, 10, 15 years.
Damn.
Okay, 20 years. And then suddenly they increased the price because they gave you a better chair and they gave you a better looking coffee cup. And you're now spending $10 for your 1 egg and a half a steak.
Or you can spend $15 and get 5 steaks and 3 dozen eggs, none of which you need.
I love movie theaters, but they're signing their own death warrant. Yeah. Usually I'm on their side. Usually I'm on the side of the exhibitors. I feel like they're fighting a battle with the studios. It's a battle they've been fighting for decades, especially with the advent of on demand and Netflix. I usually feel bad for them, but this is not how they're going to solve their problem.
No,
by increasing ticket sales by $10 almost, and then selling $15 pretzels.
I don't go to a lot of movies in the theater anymore, and kind of justify.
Because you have a kid, you can't afford it.
Well, yeah.
Even if you could, you don't want to.
Now all of a sudden, me buying it digitally for $19 is the cheaper route, which I always tell everybody. It's just like, they're like, why do you buy all the movies? I'm like, I'll spend that in the movie theater anyways.
I'm just going to go AMC and say, hey, where'd you throw away those chairs at? I'll just bring that one into the theater. I'll sit in that old chair, and I'll have my small pretzel and my little soda.
No, sir. You will eat this 1.5 pound pretzel. We will put it in your body somehow. It's going in you.
I don't want a pretzel. A pound and a half a pretzel. Jesus.
Did you weigh it?
I mean, a pound.
I'd be weighing it if they told me it was a pound and a half.
Oh, I saw the thing. It was monstrous.
He ate part of it. It was too much for
Yeah.
me. I was like, "Do you want my pretzel, Thomas?"
Oh, how
we
romantic! You
were
guys
sharing.
shared.
We
It
split
was.
it. It was
Yeah.
pretty. Yeah, it was pretty homo. But you know what
Lady
was?
in the Tramp style.
Thomas is that guy though that you have to tell him not to sit next to you. Like he wants to be buddies, I think, at the theater. And
Wait, in those big ass chairs, you guys can't sit next to
No,
each other.
No, he didn't want me.
No,
to
I
sit
said
next to him.
real men sit a chair apart.
How do you
Stop being
whisper
a
when
bitch.
cool things happen?
And he looked.
See, Bobby's on my side.
Now, I don't want a guy sitting next to me. He stink. Well,
That's
maybe
because-
Thomas
I do
doesn't
not
smell.
stink.
That's because
Jesus
Thomas
Christ.
saw your
To be
pretzel.
fair, to be fair, Thomas doesn't stink. But if I want to talk to him about something cool, I had to
You're
yell
gonna
at
yell
him.
at me?
I'm like, Thomas, you see that part? Arnold is jacked.
You're that asshole in the movie theater.
Thomas, he might have been afraid that you were going to molest him or something.
Turn another
Maybe.
cell phone light to get your attention.
I just feel weird sitting shoulder and arm.
Those chairs are
Those
huge.
are the chairs where we have the huge armrest between us. He's not comfortable
It's
with
not
his,
like you're-
his now unknown closet sexuality.
Thomas is like Treebeard. He's lurching over me, even when he's not close to me. He's
When I'm
hovering
sitting down.
Yes,
Well, that's how it begins.
yes, you're hovering over me like the aliens from Close Encounters. It's just like don't lurch over me.
I think this is why Mike never leaves the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't like
There's
people.
people.
So he doesn't answer the door.
I want you at least a chair away. I thought that was normal. I've always done that with my buddies when we've gone to theaters.
No.
Like the four buddies would go growing up in the hood. We'd go, and maybe it's a hood thing.
I think that's like a defensive maneuver so that you can not all get shot in the same spot if you're in the hood.
Oh, Jesus. We all have enough room to dodge and weave.
Yeah. It'll take a
Like-
couple of minutes for them to line up.
What's
each
a 12 gauge buckshot pattern? We got to make sure we spread out.
I don't know. We would go in about 4 or 5 of us, and we would take up an entire row, even though it was 4 or 5 of us.
Just being an asshole. Okay, so you're the ones who take up an entire row, 4 of you, yelling at
listen,
each other across the
Thomas,
theater.
I'm not being homophobic.
Well,
okay, listen, I'm not being homophobic. This is the 90s in the hood.
Yeah,
Well,
check the
if you-
buckshot spread.
You have to be a little careful, because you
Well,
don't
and
want
if
to
it was
get
90s in the hood, they were yelling at the screen anyways.
Yeah. Oh, my buddy did that all the time. TJ. He was that black dude
What? Yeah,
that used to. You remember Jada Pinkett in Scream 2?
yeah.
That's him. Always, all the time.
Gonna die.
He's all, no, he didn't just do that.
Don't go in there.
You better run. He was the most embarrassing person to ever go to a movie.
So that's why you sat far away. You didn't want to be seen with these people you called friends.
Maybe that's what it is. Oh, man. So man dies after rushing into the Burning Man festival flames.
It's not a literal thing, dude.
Rightfully so.
Jesus Christ.
Right, Tony?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's that dumb, then probably he should have died, right?
Evolution.
Yeah. What's that thing you say, Thomas?
Darwinism?
That's Darwinism to the fullest.
Oh, yeah.
A man rushed past layers of security officers into a massive fire at the Burning Man Festival's signature ceremony, suffering burns that left him dead just hours later.
Can someone
So he
explain to me
wanted to
what the
kill himself.
purpose is of the Burning Man then?
You know, are we not hip? Like, what is the Burning Man? I know it's a music festival,
It's
right?
a hippie thing.
It's not a music festival. It's like this separate culture where anybody can go and do their own little utopia out in the desert.
That's
for a
free
couple of-
love. Full,
Free anything.
Yes,
It's for artists. It's for hippies.
Wait a
It's for
second.
And it
weirdos.
involves burning a man.
Wait a second. Can't you do that at your home as well? Like,
No, this is a area that's not under any kind of government sanction.
Oh,
'cause
really?
It's in the desert, so you can do pretty much whatever
you
you
can kill
want.
people.
Possibly, I guess, Bobby. That's where you want to take that.
You can do anything.
There is
Bobby
a
killed
big,
somebody with a trident.
It's okay. It was at Burning Man.
and there is a big statue wicker man that they light on fire at the end of it,
That's weird.
and it's just like some
It's
big
very cultish.
hippie cultish get together
Yeah.
ceremony thing. But this guy, to me, he had to want to die. To go through that many levels of security,
Or
there's
he
not
was-
like,
I
it's
am
not like
the-
you fall into
I am the
that
father of dragons.
thing. Jesus.
Let's be honest. I mean, he was probably massively doped up.
He had to be, right?
Authorities are investigating the death of Aaron Joel Mitchell, 41, who broke through two-layer security perimeter during the man burn event. 2 layers of security. This guy really wanted to die.
Yeah.
The man burn event in which a giant wooden effigy is set ablaze. Nevada's Pershing County Sheriff Jerry Allen estimated that there was a crowd of about 50,000 people who were present when the festival's crew of firefighters pulled Mitchell out the blaze.
Why? Just let him.
Wow. I mean, so he was staying there?
So he didn't die until hours later.
I wish this was caught on camera.
Oh,
because,
God, I don't.
Okay, I thought maybe he got excited. He ran through. Maybe he thought he could run through. Because you know how, like, even a part of me
like
thinks,
jumping over the sprinkler.
Yeah, you know how a part of, like me as a child, even now, as an adult, you think, hey, if the house is on fire, I could run really fast through the doorways on fire and not get burned. Obviously, we know that's not true, but there's a part of you thinking that you could probably do that. Maybe he thought that. But the fact that they had to pull him out of the fire leads me to think that he stood there. He had to have been doped up.
He had to be high on something. And I think at least borderline suicidal.
The quote says we don't know if it was intentional on his part or if it was just kind of induced by drugs. We're not sure of that yet. Mitchell was a U.S. citizen who had a home in Oklahoma, but apparently was living in Switzerland with his wife, the sheriff's office said. Burning Man said in a statement that they had canceled burns through noon. Had canceled burns through noon Sunday. Oh, is that what they call them? Okay. But would go ahead with the 8 p.m. temple burn, another signature event that signals the end of the 9-day festival. More than 70,000 people are attending the art and music celebration in Black Rock Desert, about 100 miles north of Reno. Okay. So 70,000 people, and it is somewhat of a music festival then.
It's
that makes sense.
Kinds of thing.
You said 9 days of this?
Yeah, it's like a week plus.
Who has time for that?
Hippies.
I don't. I mean, Jesus, go home after 1 day. I mean, after 2 days.
No, people camp out there and everything.
What does the landscape look like? Is there bathrooms?
Mad Max.
Yeah.
Is it really Mad Max?
It's like a white
I just sent you the video of the guy
desert.
running through the fire.
Wait, there's a video of it?
Yeah, National Enquirer had the video.
Here, hold on.
I put it in Hip Chat.
I'm going to look at this. You guys talk for a moment.
So basically, you can see the guy running around, avoiding security, and he runs straight into the flames.
Oh, okay,
he must have been on something.
But you don't see like him on flames, human torching it throughout the area.
No. He's not like touching everybody, catching them on fire.
It's tag.
Yeah.
And there are people trying to catch him?
Yeah, the security is chasing him around.
Okay, so as a security guard in that situation, would you feel responsible, horrible, or is that like this guy was nuts?
It's a normal night at the Burning Man.
When
Festival.
when I worked security, there was always those things where you were just like, "No, this is on you."
I don't think immolation is a regular thing, though.
I saw what happened. He runs in, he dodge and weaves, and he gets into the fire, and within seconds, he collapses. He actually falls down, and then the security drag him out by the feet, it looks like. So he didn't even last.
That is just one of the most horrible things I can imagine.
Well, with that big of a fire, it's got to be really hot as well. So I'm assuming before you even touch the fire, your skins are already starting to peel.
Well, not just that, the smoke inhalation, you'd easily pass out from that.
Yeah. Wow.
Ugh.
Yeah, don't go there, people.
Don't do that many drugs at Burning Man.
Maybe we can send Kim Jong-un there, doped up on PCP, and maybe hopefully we can convince him that there's nuclear weapons in that fire, and he'll go in and try to get him out. And that will do away with our problem with him, because he is causing a ruckus as well now, even more so. You know, we always make fun of the guy for not being able to fully launch weapons.
He's got missile erectile dysfunction.
Well, not anymore. Apparently, China... Apparently, China has been conducting some studies that have come back positive of nuclear testing, meaning they're not just firing missiles. Allegedly, underneath a mountain in North Korea, they have been testing nuclear bombs after nuclear bomb after nuclear bomb. And now, based on seismic testing from China, they're now saying that mountain is going to collapse. Because they've done so much testing.
Please tell me.
You don't want it to happen, because the danger is, right now, all that radiation is trapped inside the mountain.
But it'll affect North Korea.
If the mountain collapses, it'll affect the entire world, Tony. Come on.
But North Korea.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I was just hoping more for like
Okay,
a cave-in during.
what else is next to North Korea, Tony? We have South Korea. We have China.
Geography.
We
We
have
We have parts of Russia, yeah.
We have Japan. We have potentially
The ocean.
millions of people and the ocean at risk of dying.
3 out of 5 ain't bad.
Oh my god!
So
Japan's recovered before.
I mean,
Well, they have a history.
They should be ready.
I think they're immune.
Oh.
They built up a tolerance.
I think that the more and more you do this, the better the chances of mutants and monsters.
I'm saying Godzilla's got to be coming out of that
Yeah,
hole.
exactly.
Jesus.
Silver lining.
Mothra.
Silver lining.
I don't know.
Is there a chance? I mean, obviously, no one here's a scientist, but I would think there'd be a chance that the mountain, if it imploded, would. I mean, theoretically, could it contain some of that and kill everybody who's involved? And some of it gets out, yes, but maybe not that bad.
Depending on how deep they're testing,
Yeah.
yes, it could. But China's afraid. They're right there. I honestly think China, Russia, Japan, and the U.S. need to send in their best top elite soldiers.
Yeah.
And take.
Just be done with it.
I'm not adamant about war. The last time every time we try to take over a country, it always ends bad.
Yeah. Historically, that's just a
Baghdad,
fact.
Iraq, it didn't end well at all. The country still is suffering from what we did to it. Unfortunately, we didn't liberate anything. We destroyed their sewer systems, their educational system. Unfortunately, in order to take the dictator out, we had to send them back to the Stone Age. We destroyed everything about that country, unfortunately. So I'm hesitant saying, let's go get him. But if he is this much of a small dick dictator to where he has to flex his muscle, who threatens nuclear bombs nowadays? Nobody
Morons.
does that.
Take down the internet. That's all you need to do.
I mean, who does that? And there is studies showing, espionage, I should say, showing that they're not even thinking of dropping a bomb on us. They want to drop it above us because then it also acts like an EMP.
Yeah.
And if they do that, not only are they going to kill from the fallout,
They'll send us back to the Stone Age.
it'll send us back to the Stone Age. That's the EMP is worse than a nuclear bomb in many ways. Yes, it doesn't bring instant death, but it brings death to an entire civilization. We lose technology, power, electronics. We're done. We're done.
The economy
No more
collapses.
Facebook?
No.
No more money.
Twitter?
Maybe how's Donald Trump going to run the country?
Now let's think about this.
My Twitter's on its own system. It's on its own network.
Jesus. It would be.
Got a backup.
No more
nobody's
porn on the
reading it
internet? Wait a
anymore.
minute. Okay, hold on. No
You
more
just start
porn
sending
on the
pigeons to
internet?
everybody.
Send a raven.
140 characters still?
Yes. That's all you can carry.
What are you going to say, Tony? I know you're priming for something racist. Go ahead.
No. I mean, you mentioned the EMP, and yeah, it won't drastically affect human life, but no more technology, which means no more internet, which means no more porn.
Wait.
And that is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
I know where to go in the woods to find it.
Unacceptable. In my world, porn is like
Currency?
eternal. It is everlasting. It is like water flowing out of the faucet. It should be there for all mankind
If this
to
is
just tap and then get the porn just like that. Is someone going to actually argue with me?
No, but if this is a glimpse of Tony's Mars, where porn is both your water, your education system, your currency,
yes,
are condoms used as coins? Is that?
That is currency. And based on you, Thomas, you'd probably be one of the richest men on the planet. Do not take away the porn. We need some sort of utility company like SRP or to provide us porn when we want
That's
it.
how the EMP works.
But I'm telling you, Mike said an EMP would destroy our technology.
So how's the power company going to help?
And cripple us because we will no longer have the internet, and there will be people staring at their tablets with their dick in their hand, figuring out what the fuck am I going to do.
I like how that's what he's worried about.
I know, right?
We're having a serious conversation, and he brings up good, that they'll die. 3 out of 5 ain't bad. And then not about the people. What about the porn?
Exactly, Mike. I seriously.
The stock
without
market
the
would
internet,
collapse overnight, and he's like, "But can I get off?"
Yes, exactly.
Tony's slogan: "Porn, not people."
Yes. Yes. Porn lives matter.
Oh man, Tony is the worst human being.
I think that sealed it right there.
You call me worse, but somewhere out there right
I'm a
now,
visionary.
someone is actually hearing my voice and saying, "My God, he's right. We cannot have the internet die.
Forget saving the manatees, save the porn."
Yeah.
We cannot have the internet die."
Well, okay. What about
Live sex shows.
Well, you also need to find out where Tony. If we're going with your line of political thought, if we're going to try to save the porn, we also have to save the people behind the porn as well who make it.
That's why.
So we need to find out where the porn stars hang their hats. Most of them hang their thongs, if you will.
We start off with regulation.
Oh God.
We regulate porn.
We put people on a list,
and then we regulate porn, which equals jobs. And
it's quite literally going to work to suck dick.
So in Tony's new America, he would increase the labor force by forcing people into the sex trade.
Yes.
It'll probably save DACA.
You know, I gotta admit, it's flawed, but it'll work.
It'll save DACA. And like all those people that don't want the McDonald's jobs.
Are porn stars dreamers as well? Do you think any of them are illegal immigrants?
I'm a dreamer. You're a dreamer. We're all dreamers.
Now she's a creamer.
You see, that's why Bobby's going to be my chief of staff.
Okay.
I think Bobby should be your campaign manager.
I invite you, Mike, and you, Thomas, to be part of my
Hold on.
Absolutely, the home of the brave. The brave people that are willing to whack off in front of the tablets and their laptops and desktops.
I thought it was going to be those who go without condoms.
It is the American way. It is the American way.
I don't know how to feel about this glimpse
Brothers
of the future.
and sisters, my fellow Americans.
I don't even know what to say.
No, he hasn't stopped.
I don't even know what to say. Go ahead. Keep going, Tony.
No, you said it. I mean, you started it by saying the EMPs.
I did not start this.
The EMPs will destroy the internet. Without the internet, there will be people with useless hands, not unable to pleasure themselves.
I don't know.
And you know what? If you think about it, a person who cannot pleasure himself or herself is an angry person. Do we need more angry people out there right now?
I don't know where this is
I am a lot happier when I come.
Yes, exactly.
See, campaign manager Bobby right there.
I think Bobby's a plant. I think that's what he needs. You're right, Coach. I came just right now. Look how happy I am.
Hey, Trump says make America
again.
Hey, Trump says make America great again. Tony says make America come again. Here we go now.
Wait, I don't know what song this is.
Yeah, what is that?
Lee Greenwood?
I don't know. How do you know this?
How do I know half the stuff I know? I don't understand either. It's weird.
Ask not what your porn can do.
Oh.
Exactly. See, I'm surrounded by
Four
great
score
minds.
and 3 porns ago.
4 score and 7 whacks ago. I too masturbated to that woman.
I think this entire network can keep going on this bit for about 3 weeks.
Switch gears, man. We are trapped in the vortex.
By great
Andrew's
minds
not even here.
Andrew would be in charge of the gay community.
Oh,
all right. So the gag order on Andrew has worked thus far.
Ironically,
last show,
right?
We talked about how we're going to pull back a bit, or pull back of Andrew just a bit.
Just the tip.
We're trying to switch gears.
Bob, did you listen to last week's show?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're aware of what's going on with Andrew.
Yep.
And so far, it's worked pretty well. He seems to be pretty positive. I think it's working. What do you think, based on last week's show, Thomas?
Oh yeah, complete 180 for him.
Do you think he's just one of those guys who needs to be smacked around a bit to be brought back? Kind of like punished by Daddy Mike, and then he's going to be a good kid? Do you think that's...
I don't really know what I'm saying yes to anymore.
Okay. I'm not Tony. I'm not doing any sex jokes. There's no innuendos here.
I think he kind of needed a talking to, but I also think that he needed people to kind of shut up at the same time. Like a mix.
Like who?
The people who were involved.
Oh, well, like Brian and Ryan.
I don't know if we had named names, so I was being...
Oh, yeah, we did.
We did?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was definitely...
I mean...
It's 50-50, I think.
To be honest, though, like, if we were to throw it over to the listeners and they had to choose which hosts were persecuting him, I think they would probably choose Brian and Ryan. I think they know.
Answers.
Yeah, they're the obvious ones for sure. Speaking of Ryan, DC on CW is doing some Patreon content as well now.
Ooh.
So if you guys want to get more DC on CW hosted and produced by Bob Doherty, make sure you head over to patreon.com/RainmanDigital. Bob just did a really good Batman discussion on Batman 1989. Well, I was surprised because I wasn't quite sure. Bob and Greg and Lauren have all been putting their heads together to bring in new hosts. We had a few of them on the Critique Revolve, and I think all of them are a bit raw, but I think they all have talent.
New hosts that...
Lauren did a show, a review with somebody.
Like new people entirely.
Like, yes. Brand new people entirely.
Yeah. Oh. Lauren did a Thomas.
I just saw Lauren and Greg tagged in.
No one's going to like this meeting in October. I haven't got to that yet. Jesus. All right. So anyways, let me get on track so we go back to the meeting in October. Lauren had brought on a host that we've never had on the network before to do a review with her for Critique Revolve. And then Greg did the exact same thing. Greg actually led the show and actually did a really good job doing the review. I was amazed. Bob, did you listen to it?
No, I haven't listened to that one yet, but I believe in Greg.
I was surprised. Because we already know Greg is the destroyer of shows. He doesn't know how to talk. He doesn't project. And yet when the pressure's all on him, the guy performed. And the first thing I said to him was like, you did a damn good job, dude, but now I know what to expect from you. And he's all, oh shit.
What have I done?
Yeah. So we were trying to bring in new people. Bob brought in a new guy that I really liked a lot for the DC show. It had a rough start, I believe. I think I told you this, Bob. Yeah. I think the 1989 Batman discussion was rocky for the opening 2 or 3 minutes just because Bob is used to talking to his usual group and not really knowing the new hosts. It felt kind of awkward, but within about 5 to 6 minutes, it really worked itself out. Ended up being a really good discussion on Batman, specifically Batman 1989, which is, of course, the first real Batman movie directed by Tim Burton and starring Michael Keaton. So I welcome everybody to head over to patreon.com/RainmanDigital and pledge $5 or more a month to gain access. Or if you are a subscriber, listen to it. I have the opening minute. This is what I'm talking about. This is sometimes, Thomas, people on this network who are on this network who are new they're not quite sure how to respond to certain things because the rest of us, look at what Tony just did.
Right. We didn't know how to respond to that.
I was fine.
Yeah.
But we don't know how to respond sometimes, but we know how to recover.
Right.
Right? We know how to move on.
Yeah.
Well, Bob makes a black joke, and the rest of the white hosts in the room don't say a word. Okay, here's the audio.
D6, bam, pow, way. The film stars Michael Keaton as Batman, and of course Jack Nicholson as Joker. We see other actors in there, like Kim Basinger, Robert Wuhl, Billy D. Williams, where they give a black man a role. They didn't whitewash this one. All right, we got quiet from my other team. Mike's laughing at my jokes. At least,
see, us laughing made it better. But I felt really bad because
that was funny.
I was, dude. Bobby, what was I doing?
You're like, you laughed.
I was dying laughing. I was sitting in that chair by the chair that's never used because I was doing some work on the computer while Bob was hosting. And I was the only one laughing. I looked around the room like, this is good comedy. What's wrong with you guys? And they all looked, they had the
white guilt look.
They had the white guilt look. Like, do we laugh at this? I don't know if we're going to get in trouble. Like, this is not what I signed up for. They had no idea how to respond. And Bob just completely just lost himself. He's all, all right.
All right then. Yeah.
I'm going to replay it one more time.
See other actors in there, like Kim Basinger, Robert Wuhl, Billy D.
Like crickets. I half expect to hear crickets.
Williams, where they give a black man a role. They didn't whitewash this one. All right, we got quiet for my other two things. Mike's laughing at my jokes. At least I have somebody. So, it's kind of Batman and...
That's so fucking silent.
Yeah, that wasn't a thing. It was like the longest time in my head.
Frank was impressed by that silence.
Here, hold on. Let count. Someone count how many seconds this is. I'm dead air. All right, here we go.
Williams, where they give a black man a role. They didn't whitewash this one. All right, we got quiet from my other two things. Mike's laughing at my...
How many seconds? Like 3, 4?
That's 3 or 4 seconds,
Yeah.
depending on how you start counting.
Well, most people count in seconds.
No. Whether it's his first bit or where he...
1 coconut, 2 coconuts.
No. Whether he was saying that they gave it to a black person or the second bit of the joke there. Either way, complete fucking silence.
Yeah.
It was hard. And
How
again,
did you feel at that moment?
No,
did you get hot?
Yeah, it was
get
one of
hot
those things.
inside?
I'm like,
Did your asshole start sweating?
Yeah, right in your chair.
Oh.
It was one of those times where I
Good
sat
thing
there
I sprayed it with Lysol after you left.
and I was worried that I was going to have to carry this whole hour by myself.
Yeah.
After that, I was afraid as well.
Because it's one of those things where we want to give new hosts a chance. And, I brought it when I thought they'd be comfortable with.
We see other actors in there, like Kim Basinger, Robert Wool, Billy D. Williams, where they give a black man a role. They didn't whitewash this one. All right, we got quiet from my other two things.
Dude, it's funny every time. Okay, go ahead, Bob.
But no, you get nervous.
I might interrupt you again with it.
No, that's perfectly fine. Because, again, I don't lead host a lot to begin with, so this is probably maybe my 6th time where I've had to actually be up front and be able to control the thing. And I have 2 rookies going with me that just didn't say shit. I was like...
intimidating as it is.
That suffer from white guilt, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, like no one's business.
Obviously, they have relatives that owned slaves at one time.
Still do?
Yeah.
Like mine?
See, if you said that joke in that show, there would be no laughter. Here, go ahead. Say it again.
Okay. Am I on?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Bob. Talk. I'm going to give them an example of what happened. Go ahead. Talk.
I'm talking, and so, they didn't talk because, their family obviously owned slaves, and that's why. And it was just awkward. Just kind of like it is now. It's just Philly time. And, I've done, 250 some odd shows, and this is what it feels like sometimes when I talk. I don't think anybody listens, and I'm just in the corner by myself talking, wondering if people actually care about what I talk about. But obviously not. Wonder how long he's going to make me do this. So, yeah, exactly.
Dude, that was the funniest thing I've heard in my life.
God, I'm crying.
Dude, if you were in the studio, Thomas, you would have died laughing with me because first off, all of us are lead hosts, even Tony in this room, and we all know the pain of when you're trying to host a show.
Yeah,
and especially if it's live. Live is even worse.
Yeah,
and there's no participation whatsoever. Dude,
oh my God, dude, I'm crying.
I almost turned on a mic after that and sat down in the show, even though I had no show notes. I was good. I'm like, okay, Batman, I know everything about this one. I love this movie. I was about to do it. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm gonna wait for one more racist joke from Bobby, and if it gets no laughter, then I will jump in there and help him out.
I was worried.
A life raft.
Yeah.
But it ended up fixing itself within, I would say, shortly after that. I think they were just both very nervous. Steve is on the Supergirl show from time to time. He has popped up. He's pretty good. He just needs to lose what you had when you first came on the network, Thomas. You suffered from cool guy syndrome. You had that demeanor that it took you after you were already good at Supernatural.
Yeah, way back at Player Slate when I first started. Yeah, because I didn't know anybody other than Brian.
Yeah,
so.
You had the cool guy syndrome where you didn't project.
You don't talk too much.
You had that cool guy voice. Yeah, I think that's cool. I like that. Yeah.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, Batman was pretty cool. I really liked the costume. It was really cool.
You're being very conscious of everything you're saying.
Yeah, and he's not projecting. He's not talking like you should when you're on radio. So that's Steve's only problem. He's really good and he's very knowledgeable. But I think eventually he'll get there where he needs to be because I do like him. But my favorite is the new guy on the show, Paul.
Okay.
Paul is a Batman guru apparently,
Yes,
right?
very much so.
And I liked him so much, and I liked the discussion and what he added to it, that I am going against my word of no more new shows that are free. And we are going to give him a bi-monthly show. Did he say yes, by the way?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to give him this. Did he confirm? I don't actually know.
Does he want to do this?
Yeah. No, in his
Is he fucking me on this?
in his Paul way, yes, he did, because he doesn't really talk a lot.
Well, he did.
That's good for radio.
No, I'm just saying you have to get him going on certain subjects. So
I know.
He did a good job on the show. I really liked him. He seems knowledgeable, and I think if you handed the mic and gave him the pressure, I think he would do fine.
yeah.
So we're going to give him a bi-monthly. Is that what we agreed upon? Every other month?
Yeah, biracially.
So stupid. So we're going to give him a biracial show.
Is Tony on it?
And it'll be an all Batman show. It won't be DC on CW. It won't be DC on CW Presents. It'll be some name that we haven't named yet. Bobby will be doing the logos. He'll be doing the name. He'll be the producer. Obviously, I'll have my input for the first few shows, and I'll probably give some pointers on show notes, but it's Paul's show. Along with, if Bobby wants to host it, I think we'll do rotating, right? Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think I want to start with Paul and Steve and me again, and then get in people, whoever, you know. Do you want to hear the names that Paul sent me?
Oh, he already has some names. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, let's look at those names. Wait, hold on. How's Tony feel? He's very silent about this. Are you a little upset because you do a comic book show?
No.
Oh, wait a second.
That was a quick response.
Not very believable. Go ahead.
No,
Bob.
I'm just Googling his name, finding where he lives.
Don't fuck this guy up.
Contemplating the Cow.
Okay.
Wayne Talk.
I like Wayne Talk.
I like that one too because I can already picture the logo in my head.
Yeah.
Gotham Centric.
Hmm.
Beyond the Batman.
Hmm.
Cow Questions.
Mm-mm. That's it?
I like Wayne
Yeah.
Talk.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Wayne
what it-
Talk, I think, is the best. But,
Yeah, that's what I think.
But you have to remember, is it poetic? Visually poetic? And
Well-
yes, it is very, very visually poetic, but is it visually poetic in the fact that it conveys Batman?
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
And then I think we had the problem with the RMD arcade thing to where I was saying like the intro out loud,
Right.
and it would be like tongue twisters and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Right.
again,
we
I
started that with
haven't
that
worked
for a long time.
through it all, but you know, it sounds like we'll get this going here.
So I'm thinking what? We'll do the first show in November?
October, November, yeah, I
Okay.
guess.
Yeah.
I mean, it
So
just all matters
Batman.
where I can make it fit.
6 shows a year for Batman. I'm actually looking forward to that. And people don't win me over, but I liked Paul. And he had
that's unprecedented.
He had knowledge on writing as well, which I think is, if you're discussing any type of literature, I think you need to have, for the most part, you need to have an under.
I feel so good, I feel so numb.
And now, from the Cave of Wonders and recorded live in the presence of gods, welcome to the Rain Man Show.
All right, hello everybody. Welcome to the Rain Man Show on a Wednesday evening.
That's different.
The apocalypse is looming.
Because of the Wednesday?
No, because, man, Thomas, you really need to start watching the news. I mean,
No. We all know why the apocalypse is coming.
well, now let's do a test. Does Thomas know what's happening?
Current event.
Does Thomas know current events? Hold on. Tony,
I know,
come
I
on.
know, right?
Tony still doesn't know the new rule. Tony needs to get like a shock chain. You know?
I know. Every time he talks with the mic off, it just bzz
Yeah, it
a little
buzzes
bit.
up. Does he not hear it? Do you
I don't think he does.
I don't want to turn it on yet.
he just said no. Tony, nobody can hear you.
Tony doesn't even know that he's not on.
Oh my God.
I wonder if Tony's deaf this whole time and we never knew it. He participates through vibration.
Yeah, that's why he gets off tangent from you, because he can't see your face, so he doesn't read lips anymore.
All right, so does Thomas know current events? What happened last week in world affairs?
Hurricane Harvey destroyed Houston.
Okay, very good, Thomas. Now, what about this week? What's looming just around the corner this week?
Hurricane Irma is
Okay.
as big as Florida, apparently.
All right, so you do know.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it a little bit. It's not your first thought, is it?
No, I don't care that much.
You're really, he doesn't care. Thousands of people may die. You are one emotionally detached son of a bitch, aren't
I got
you?
issues, yeah. But I think that's been well established on this show.
You know, sometimes people look at me because I'm the host of this debauched show, and they like, well, Michael's a piece of shit. But I think if people really listen to the show, I think it's Thomas. Thomas,
I don't know. Me or Tony, right?
No, Tony is a joke. I feel that he's
the
kind
actual
of
piece of shit's me.
I think the actual piece of shit might be you.
Now we're gonna have Dustin Lucas go through and just rip all the worst things I've ever said and like put it together. No, it's like 400 miles wide, correct? The whole state of Florida.
Now you're asking questions that I don't even know. I just know it's Florida.
I heard like the entire state is going to be covered.
Oh, really?
That's insane.
Well, isn't it pretty much water anyways? I mean, Florida. So
it's not water world yet. It is getting there.
Nature's just reclaiming what rightfully belongs to it. Much like my yard, Thomas.
I know. You wouldn't even think a Mexican lives here.
See? Exhibit V. Thomas is the real piece of shit. Well,
you do got some weeds, though.
No, it's more than weeds, man. It's a fucking forest. And I'm a little embarrassed because we have a potential sponsor coming to the studio. And those of you that may not know, there may be people that don't know, Thomas, that the studio's in the back of the house. That there's an extension that was built on, and the entire thing has been transformed into a studio that's separate from the home. However, you do have to walk through the front and then go all the way to the side, and then there's the studio door in the far back portion of the forest.
Of the mistake. For this, we apologize and reiterate the material will be revised. Our remaining stock will be removed from the warehouse.
Okay, hold on a second. Thomas, he continues. Can you Google when this book was published?
It says 2013.
2013.
I mean, God, that wasn't a mistake. You guys are idiots.
It just slipped through.
I think just nobody checked.
Was it a joke, or were they really thinking this? Really, boobs? That's what you're going to teach a child coming of age?
Yeah.
Boobs are so that women can look more attractive and for feeding kids. That wouldn't work with the Mad Men era. Hey, Tommy, come here.
So were they just trying to find justification?
What's up, Dad?
Yeah, there wasn't even a justification, was it? They didn't even have an excuse.
Well, that would be like, what are they good for if they're not feeding?
Oh my!
You know.
Well, when they're not in the kitchen,
when they're not in the kitchen cooking, they're good to play with.
I mean, even the purpose of feeding children, even though that is technically, biologically the reason, like there's a better way of saying that so it doesn't sound so fucking demeaning and archaic.
It sounds like a cow is what he's talking about.
Yeah, come here, Tommy. I'm gonna teach you how to utter this bitch. Who wrote this? Fucking folks from the hills? Well, Tabby, your sister, when she's 15 years old.
You notice how she's getting more attractive now?
You see how her top section of her body's starting to drop a little bit? Well, it's not that it's dropping. She's growing boobs. She's growing teddies, Tommy.
Okay, I confess it was
Now, you remember when Betsy the cow was, I taught you how to milk that bitch's udders? Well, same thing with women. When they grow up, and just like your sister over there with the boobs getting all plump like you, they're there for you to touch and look at, oogle, sexually assault.
So, Daddy,
lick,
I can milk my sister?
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
Come here, sister.
Grab all those udders. Jesus Christ. Can we also destroy the guy who wrote this book?
I would have expected this to be something like 1993, 1983.
I would. This might be acceptable in the 50s. Maybe. There's no reason in 2013 do you write, they're there to help women look attractive. Jesus Christ.
That's why I left your first mom.
Oh my God. I want to find out everything I can about the guy that wrote this book.
You know, the problem is when they start feeding them, sometimes they don't snap back right. And so then they're not attractive anymore. You got to find new ones.
Well, the goal here, Tommy, is keep that bitch pregnant all the time, because then those boobs are plump. Real plump. And attractive. Feeding children and attractive.
Feeding for days.
Feeding children and attractive.
Thirsty.
Motorboat them titties. You know what motorboating is, Tommy? Here, let me show you on your sister. Bring her over here.
That was chapter 3.
Jesus.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. I like how we pretend we're offended, but then we say all this offensive shit.
Doesn't mean we can't laugh.
We're making fun of the stupidity.
Yeah.
You were actually offended?
No.
Where's that disclaimer for the Rain Man show?
I don't get offended by anything, but it's stupid. The stupidity of it.
Yeah, especially for, like I said, a 2013 article or book
less than 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah. What else do we have in the news, Bob?
What kind of porn user are you?
A regular one?
You are not a regular one.
In my mind, yes.
In 2016, Pornhub reported that users watched more than 500,000 years worth of porn.
My God.
See, that's why we need the internet.
5,000 years of which was from a specific user in Arizona.
It was
Go
2
on.
minutes at a time. It is not that we've suddenly started watching more porn rather than we have a wealth
Hold
of
on
data.
a second. So, your girlfriend Randy, Thomas, posted the
Yes.
Invasion Force, and the Invasion Force on Facebook posts new Patreon tier equals photos of Thomas and nothing but his socks getting waxed. Okay, so you think maybe she's like objectifying you a bit, right?
A little bit.
Maybe what women do to their men, right?
Whatever.
No, because then she ends it with also, if it weren't for me, Thomas would still insist on dressing / looking like a 50-year-old who never gets laid.
Yep.
Jesus, she is your worst troll.
So say a
Oh, yeah.
15-year-old or a 50-year-old?
50-year-old.
She's like, you would dress like a boy from high school still.
I dress like a 15-year-old.
I need to get Randy back into the show now since that all this stuff have come to light.
Hey,
I need to have a one-on-one with her where I turn your mic off.
Walter's interview.
Yeah,
I still have that idea.
I'm completely like, I'm in the psychology of your relationship is really interesting.
She'll come into the show.
We can still throw out that newlywed game out there.
No, Bobby wanted to do a newlywed game.
What's
like,
that?
Where I would go to the girls and ask them, give me one word to describe Thomas
All right.
sexually in bed. Oh, no, I already got the girls' permission. Mike vetoed me.
Wait, what?
Oh.
Wait, hold on. You talked to Maggie about it?
I think so.
Oh.
That's why he vetoed it.
I said I would do like Thomas and Randy and
come
Andrew
on.
and his girlfriend.
We can do
but
whatever.
Come on, Mike. Be a part of the gang.
Maggie is not allowed to talk about me.
In a negative way.
I'm Kim Jong-un in my relationship. The mountain will collapse on her.
That's when Mike's out of breath on top.
That's fucking rude. All right. What else does the news say?
It's not that we've suddenly started watching more porn, rather than now we have a wealth of data that gives us researchers and the public a glimpse into the kinds of porn people watch, how long they watch, and even when they're watching it.
This is why we have supercomputers.
High-speed internet.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
gig life just for porn.
High-speed internet, fiber optic cables, like 4G, 5G, 6G, like speeds and super processors.
like speeds.
That's why we need this technology. We cannot let the technology die.
We cannot let that EMP go off.
Yes,
over
exactly.
All right. What does it say?
However, we know a lot less of what's going on in the mind of the porn viewer. Most discussions of the Internet Pornography Center around addiction, while recent academic research aims to look beyond the model to examine how porn users' attitudes towards their porn use habits, as well as the habits themselves, affect their lives. Earlier this year,
Bob, do you stop at commas and periods, or do you stop at random words?
I stop at random words. I talk to a rhythm in my head, and it doesn't always work.
I'm so confused by his speech pattern. I don't know if it's a question, a comment, a statement.
That's up for you to
his
decide.
own thought. Like
It's interpretive listening.
I think we just figured interpretive. I think we just figured out a new game. Bobby reads.
Where were the commas supposed to be?
Bobby reads?
Bobby is the worst reader, which is weird because Bobby's very smart. So it's weird that he is a terrible, absolutely terrible
Yeah,
reader.
you keep having me back for the news all the fucking time.
All right, what else do we have in the news? I thought this was going to be interesting, but your lack of reading skills does not make it very interesting. All right, what else do we have in the news?
Mexican drug cartel members busted for smuggling $1 million of meth and genitalia-shaped candles.
I sense a pattern.
Alleged members of the Mexican drug cartel were busted Tuesday trying to smuggle $1 million worth of methamphetamines into New York and New Jersey by concealing it in genital-shaped candles.
Candle.
I'm sorry, that one was good.
That was
Past tense candle. Candle.
It's a candle from Canada.
Wow.
They didn't say which border.
Candles. All right, continue. Go ahead, Bob.
5 suspects were arrested when undercover DEA agents allegedly tricked drug traffickers into delivering 1,300 pounds of candles full of drugs to the warehouse in Paterson, New Jersey. Some candles were phallic-shaped. Others were religious themes, officials said.
Which one of these don't fit?
What you looking for?
One of these two candles. It's full of drugs.
DEA has seen drugs smuggled numerous ways, concealed in puppies, lollipops, furniture, and produce. DEA Special Agent in charge James Hunt said. But secretly, $1 million worth of methamphetamine inside wax candles, various shapes, were shocking. The seizure signifies...
It's a good move, though, because, like, are you really going to crack open a dick? Like, meaning, like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the likelihood of you just not laughing at it and then letting it go? You'd be like, huh, funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the usual go-to, and you probably...
You don't want to be that cop that's like, let me inspect that real quick.
Let me look a little closer.
Better take a taste.
This doesn't look...
candle.
This doesn't,
I know what I'm doing.
This doesn't seem legit.
Can I suck this out?
All right. What else do we have in the news, Bob?
15 states, D.C. sued Trump administration over ending DACA.
All right.
15 states and the District of Columbia on Wednesday sued to block President Trump's plan to end a program protecting...
Did you say black President Trump?
Block?
Oh. Go ahead. Sorry. I think you said black President Trump. Did I miss something?
Yes, but the black President Trump... The end of the program protecting immigrants from deportation, an act Washington State's Attorney General called a dark time for the country. The lawsuit was filed in Eastern District of New York. Plaintiffs were New York, Massachusetts, Washington, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, Hawaii, Illinois, Iowa, New Mexico, North Carolina, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Virginia. On Tuesday, the Attorney General Jeff Sessions said the program, known as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, will end in 6 months, giving Congress time to find a legislative solution for immigrants.
Now, Thomas, I don't know if you heard a lot about this, but this is another example of the media creating an hysteria that's unwarranted.
Yeah.
I'm not against illegal immigration. I understand there are some economic benefits, but there's also some economic downfalls as well. You have to have it controlled and contained. So I don't understand necessarily this issue. I'm not upset about it. I'm not angry about it. And I'm actually probably on Trump's side of this for the first time. This wasn't a big deal. This was a temporary stay or pass that was given to immigrants in this country who weren't here legally, that were children of illegal immigrants that were contributing to society and working. Basically the ones that we want here. Obama back, I believe in 2011, enacted this as a temporary measure to protect children of illegal immigrants. His own words said it was temporary until Congress could pass something more long-term. He said this is an amnesty. It's a temporary stay. That's it. That was it. Now, Trump, trying to give power back to Congress and to try to
actually have them do something.
Right. He said, I'm going to give you guys 6 months. I'm ending this. He's not deporting anybody. There's not one person being deported. Everybody, all the news is saying
hysteria. Trump
is deporting. All these people standing up, and they're not even reading the actual law or even understanding. And it's not just one or two people. It's a lot. I would say it's 90% of the population is up in arms. At least the vocal population is up in arms in social media. And the news organizations are, again, attacking Trump, saying that he is a racist, prejudiced individual trying to get rid of the immigrants. And that's not the case.
He's trying to make Congress come up with an actual concrete way in which it can progress.
He's passing the ball back to Congress and telling them to get this fixed. That is all he's doing. And he's not deporting one single person. He's giving them 6 months. Get this, Thomas. He's giving them 6 months. Okay. And people may say, well, 6 months isn't that long. Okay, fine. He's giving them 6 months to renew for another 2 years. So he's giving him 2.5 years
to figure it out,
to figure this out. And he even tweeted today, one of his few good tweets, said that if Congress does not figure this out, that he will revisit this. So he's not deporting anybody. Not one person is being deported from this.
But that's not what you read in the headline and what you imagined.
No. And then Obama, and I've tried to give this guy a pass so many times because I don't like attacking the guy. I think the guy had cool swagger and he knew how to swim the shark-infested waters.
That should have been really bad.
What?
Just that the black president knew how to swim and had a weird pause like me reading.
He knew how to swim the shark-infested waters. He was a politician through and through.
Yeah, absolutely.
He knew how to sell himself to the mainstream public, which I think the mainstream public needs that. That's why Trump has not gone over well with anybody, because the guy is a belligerent asshole. But these are words from Trump. This is Obama, okay? I want you to hear exactly what he says. Hold on, not Star Wars. I have no idea what that is. Obama, back in 2011, when he enacts this DACA law.
Way back.
Okay? 2011. Listen to his words. It's almost identical to what Trump said today. All right? Listen to his words, and then I'm going to continue from there.
Their education. And today, deportation of criminals is up 80%. We've improved on that discretion carefully and thoughtfully. Well, today, we're improving it again. Effective immediately, the Department of Homeland Security is taking steps to lift the shadow of deportation from these young people. Over the next few months, eligible individuals who do not present a risk to national security or public safety will be able to request temporary relief from deportation proceedings and
first keyword, temporary.
Apply for work authorization. Now, let's be clear. This is not amnesty. This is not immunity. This is not a path to citizenship.
Not a path to citizenship.
It's not a permanent fix. This is a temporary stopgap measure that lets us focus our resources wisely while giving a degree of relief and hope to talented, driven, patriotic young people. It is the right thing to do. Excuse me, sir. It's not time for questions, sir. Not while I'm speaking.
Now, if Trump did that, he'd be labeled as an asshole all over the place.
Right.
Again, I'm not on Trump's side per se. On this matter, yes. But I'm not on Trump's side per se as a whole. But there's a clear bias. There's a clear bias right now. And it's hurting our country rather than helping it. And after listening to Obama's words, and I'm going to post this on our page when I post this particular broadcast on demand, you're going to have access to this link if you can't find it. And you can listen to the entire thing. It's 9 minutes long, and he talks in and out, and it sounds a lot like Trump. Except he has a better way to deliver. Isn't that what I always say? It's all about delivery.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You got to make it taste good for people to want to swallow.
Oh.
Yeah. Trump doesn't know how to do that. That's his biggest weakness. Now, Obama supposed to be the guy that helps everybody heal. He's supposed to be the savior, right? Well,
right.
If he truly cared about the population and the citizens of this country, then yesterday he wouldn't have posted on Facebook an entire diatribe about how this is cruel.
Yeah.
And terrible what Donald Trump is doing. Instead, let's say he didn't agree with it. Like, hey, this is a bad time for you to do this. Then he probably should have said, listen, guys, Donald Trump, I don't always see eye to eye with him. This is not me bending knee to the man. I don't agree with a lot of his ideology. However, here's a video of me saying the exact same thing. Guys, calm down. Not everything's an issue.
Right. Let's try and be united for a minute.
Let's try to be united. Here's a video of me saying the exact same thing. This was never supposed to be a permanent thing, people. This was temporary. And he even says, I haven't played it yet. He even says, Obama's words says, this is temporary until Congress can put something together. They've had 7 years
that they haven't done shit.
Trump is holding Congress accountable, which again, I'm on that team.
They're the real enemy, guys.
Hold Congress accountable. They've had 7 years to come up with a law. Trump isn't your enemy right now for this DACA thing. It's Congress. They have sat on their thumbs in their ass for 7 fucking years and did nothing for the immigrants of this country. I believe the Dreamers should stay. I'm on that side. If you're contributing and you're working and you've done nothing wrong, you should stay here. especially because of this law that Obama enacted. It sucks. You built a way of life here for 7+ years. It would suck to be sent back. I don't side with that.
But it sucks that the chosen representatives can't seem to lift a finger to help you at the same time.
But this isn't Trump's doing. Trump's been in office for a few months, and he's trying to rectify this situation in terms of Congress. Congress is a disease that does nothing. They have countless months of vacation. Countless months. They work in the shadow of night on holidays. You know why they do that, Thomas?
So you won't pay attention to what gets passed.
Exactly.
Don't pay attention to what's in this hand.
That isn't a conspiracy. It's a known fact that they work during holidays for a reason and pass some of the most craziest laws.
All the bullshit that you've ever been upset about as to how did that get passed? Because it went through at like 11 o'clock on Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Be mad at Congress on this occasion. I'm not saying to pass all the blame over to them.
I'm saying pass all the blame
over.
Well,
I say a large portion of our problems in this country does fall on their shoulders because they don't do. Our representatives don't represent shit.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that I'm not saying if you hate Trump, keep hating Trump. But when it comes to situations like this, make sure you guys understand fully what's going on here. Don't be narrow-minded. Because you hate Trump, you can also accept when something he's doing is okay and it's somebody else's fault. And I'm totally adamantly against Obama for what he did yesterday, knowing full well
it was just going to cause controversy.
That was going to cause controversy. And that's the game they play. That's
what happened to change, dude.
That's the point of politics, though. And that's what people need to get in their heads. And I posted this on Facebook today because I was very upset about it. It really disturbed me. And I don't get disturbed by a lot of things. I was very upset about this entire ordeal with DACA and the fact that Obama claims to be the savior and he wants to create unity and harmony. But then he does something like this. Knowing how high emotions are in this country wouldn't have been better if Obama had restated his original comments yesterday. To use his own words, when he had enacted this amazing program for the immigrant dreamers, instead he posts comments that incite more aggression. He could have calmed the waters by posting the video that we just discussed, showing that it was a temporary fix and that Congress needs to be held accountable. He doesn't say Congress. Trump. Trump is cruel. It sucks, man. And this is why I hate politics. We need to quit giving the power to these people. They don't care. Obama doesn't care. Trump doesn't care. Nobody cares. And because of that, we need to worry about ourselves and work to take away the amount of power that these people have over us. And it can be done. It isn't a pipe dream. The more we don't believe these lies from every politician, that's more power we take from them. Voting for third parties, Thomas, is a good thing.
Yeah.
Despite what people have you believe and the new
that you threw away your vote.
You didn't throw away your vote. You didn't throw away your vote. That bullshit where they blame the third party voters now for Hillary losing and Trump winning. Oh, you should have voted for Hillary. It was a wasted vote. It was a terrible protest vote. Oh, fuck off. A protest vote? That's like saying, Thomas, hey, race car 1, 2 are likely to win. Let's not even allow cars 3, 4, and 5, and 6 in the race.
Because why give the underdog a chance? That's not what this country was built on.
So let's only let 2 cars race because they're the ones who are probably going to win. That's a complete fucked up way of thinking. That's why we're in the fucking mess we're in.
Exactly.
A third party vote's not a wasted vote.
It's the only way for things to change.
It's a vote that creates enlightenment and opens your eyes. When people start realizing, oh, there's more options. I'm not saying the third party has the answers either. I'm saying that the more options we have, the better. That's the point. All right. What else do we have in the news, Bob?
All right. L'Oreal fires transgender model who says all white people are racist.
Oh.
French cosmetics giant L'Oreal fired its first transgender model to appear in a British advertising campaign after she described all white people as racist on Facebook.
You know what? I don't know about all white people being racist, but is this transgender kind of attractive, Thomas?
She's kind of white, too, which is weird.
Yeah, she looks white to me. With dreads.
So she's self-loathing?
She looks like she's on a Caribbean vacation white girl. With the dreads.
That is a fair right? assessment.
All right. So what does the article say?
Oh, sorry. London-based model Monroe Bergdorf announced on her Facebook on August 27th that she was to be part of a French cosmetics brand new advertising campaign to celebrate diversity. In an online message that later appeared on Friday to be deleted, Bergdorf said, according...
Are you dyslexic, Bob? I think he skips whole words, doesn't he, Thomas?
Did I?
Yeah. You added the or duh where there wasn't anything, and then you skipped have when it should have been to have been deleted. You put to been deleted. Okay. I think you're Yoda.
Bergdorf said, according to the daily newspaper, honestly, I don't have the energy to talk about racial violence of white people anymore. Yes, all white people. L'Oreal's UK unit said on its Twitter page they have decided to terminate her contract.
Oh.
L'Oreal champions diversity. Comments by Monroe Bergdorf are at odds with our values, and we have so decided to end our partnership with her.
That's too bad. She's actually kind of attractive. Not gonna lie. Would I have sex with her? No.
Just because of the penis?
Well, is she post or pre?
I didn't grab.
See, that's the hard-hitting questions. Like, New York Post should have said...
Yeah, racism. So anyways,
here, honey.
Wait,
let's get real sexist as well.
For milking too?
Yeah, are you pre-post and those real boobs? Eh? Was that all hormones or was that surgical? No.
That's terrible.
All right. Look at us being sexist over transgenders now. That is horrible. What is this show becoming?
Equal opportunity.
Fair enough. All right, what else do we have in the news, Bob? We have time for one more.
One more. Hearing today on whether an ex-priest who molested boys should be locked up indefinitely.
Oh.
Yes. All right, that's the news.
And we're done. The accusations against Father Dan were seemingly endless.
Jesus. As were his victims.
Wait, really? Is that what it says?
Seemingly endless.
Yeah.
Wow.
That wasn't a dyslexic moment. Court records show more than 24 boys and young men have alleged Daniel McCormick molested them in their youth, most notably at St. Agatha's Parish.
I don't know if Bobby's appalled and he can't read or he just can't read.
Sometimes
I think he's stunned at, wow, that priest was busy.
Yeah.
Jesus.
When did you have time for sermons?
Yeah.
On Chicago's South Side.
Aren't you tired?
Where the young Roman Catholic preached, coached basketball, taught algebra, and delivered eloquent sermons.
That wasn't all he did.
No, that wasn't the only thing delivered.
Oh.
He must have been really good with his time management.
Please, Bob, continue. Ignore Tony.
The allegations range from inappropriate kissing and touching to sexual assault that dated back as far as the 1990s. According to the court records, one boy said that McCormick abused him on the way back from basketball practice. Another in the basement of the rectory. Come on. And still another during the fourth inning of the White Sox game.
Took time out of his game.
In 2007, more than a year after he was arrested, the arrest sent shockwaves through the predominantly African-American parish.
Wait, this is the white guy?
This is a white guy. Dude molesting black guys, I guess? Basketball coach?
Yeah.
Wow.
Go with that.
Wow.
He had jungle fever.
Oh.
McCormick.
Oh, my God.
For fuck's sake.
McCormick pleaded guilty to sexual abusing 5 boys and was sentenced to 5 years in prison. He was removed from the priesthood.
1 year.
So he was removed from the priesthood.
If they were white, he would have got 10 years per.
Now, on my watch on Mars, we would strap him to a rocket and fire him to the sun.
Yeah. Finally, something decent from your administration.
Yeah.
I can actually get behind that one.
Yes, and I would actually have lotteries to see who would push the button.
Yeah, I would make sure he gets molested.
I'd buy a ticket for that.
I'd just have him get raped. That's the ultimate.
That would be an option.
Yeah, have you seen that movie? Was that Spit on Your Grave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would do. Spit on your grave.
Hey, Twitter poll.
A Twitter poll? What?
Yeah, a Twitter poll.
How would you have him punished and then the votes come in and tallied?
Okay. So
and then all of them happen anyway, but just in order.
So the news, it's hard to transcribe or translate Bobby's reading. But basically it was indefinitely. That's what they wanted to do, put him in jail indefinitely.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Like, this guy's disgusting. This guy wasn't just a one or two circumstances is bad. It's horrible. But this guy dedicated his entire life to destroying people's lives.
Yeah.
And raping children. Honestly, I would just throw the book at him in terms of, like, forget indefinitely. Like, just shoot him in the head.
Bring back the firing squad.
This is one of those circumstances where Donald carry out the sentence. Just give him a gun.
Like, I honestly don't know why we bother with prison time for like 100% convicted pedophiles.
Yeah, just
everyone is on the same page.
Just shoot them
with this one. They don't survive prison. Why bother?
Yeah, he just needs to die. Just put him on death row. He's gonna die anyways, probably in prison.
Yeah.
Just kill him. Save us tax dollars. Put him on death row and kill him. Give him a needle.
Bring back the gallows. Let's all watch. We'll sell tickets.
Yeah. We're on vacation next week, but we'll see you guys after the 18th.
Thank you for listening to The Rain Man Show with your host, Michael Flores, with hosts Tony Sabal and Thomas Cowley, Andrew Spindler with the news, audio guru Dustin Lucas, produced by Michael Flores and Dustin Lucas. The Rain Man Show is a Cazador Productions and Rain Man Digital broadcast production. For all things Rain Man, go to rainmanshow.com.